For Janet Hsieh, traveling is a way of life that runs through her blood. To date, the well-traveled TV presenter has been to at least 30 countries, starting from when she was a kid for family weekend trips to the Grand Canyon or ski trips in Oregon, to flying as far as Palau, an island nation in the Pacific Ocean, for work. But which of these many countries that she's explored would she consider to be the most fascinating? This is going to be hard, but which is the most fascinating place that you've been to?
India. I would say India. Like I said, I was also lucky to go there, not for the show, but for me personally. I lived there for 3 months in Jamshedpur, which is a tiny, tiny town. I mean like 1 million people, but like a tiny city that's in Jharkhand, it's not a touristy place. Like nobody goes there for tourism. I was fortunate to be there to do volunteer work. And there I got to see a cultural aspect of India that I think a lot of people don't see. Like they kind of surpass, when they're doing the train trips. And I got to mingle with locals. I got to live with them. I ate sometimes nothing but dal and rice every day for a week. I had the Delhi belly. I got sick every day. But being there was magical, really. Like the women, how hard they worked, the clothing that they wore, the colors, just the lifestyle. It was like a fantasy world for me. Like honestly, before I went, I actually didn't like Indian food. Like it was kind of a challenge for me to go because I didn't like Indian food. Like I didn't know anything about India. I couldn't speak the language. I was like, am I really going to enjoy this place? And there were times when I was just so sick that I was like, oh, I want to go home, But then, and 10 minutes later, I'd be like, wait, my stomach hurts, but I don't want to go home. This is awesome. Like this whole experience is nothing that I would ever have experienced before. I also got to do a yoga retreat there, so that was the complete opposite extreme. Like whereas before I was in a stressful environment where I was volunteering and putting my body, putting stress on my body, and then all of a sudden going to this retreat where I did 10 hours of yoga a day.
10 hours of yoga.
It was a lot. It was a lot of yoga. It was meditation. They were cooking. It was vegetarian, and it was minimal cooking. So they tried not to use oils. It was the healthiest experience I've ever had. Like that was the healthiest my body has ever been. I could put my foot over my head. My body just felt clean. So I had these two, really contrasting experiences. And I was in Rajasthan where, it was just like women are treated kind of poorly. Mm-hmm. But then on the other hand, they group together so well. Like because of this environment, they're forced to interact with each other in a way that other women probably wouldn't have to. So yeah, India.
You talk about India so passionately. Like, would you go there to live permanently?
I would consider it. Yeah? I would see myself living probably in one of the bigger cities, but then traveling a lot outside of the cities.
Okay.
To me, it fascinates me. I think there's just too little time to actually get to know all of India. I think it's impossible. There's places I haven't even touched upon. Pondicherry, it's supposed to be more French. I've been to Kerala, but for like 2 days. That's not enough time at all. And it's like China in a way. It's just kind of unknown to me, anyways. That it's just it makes you want to really, really explore to discover it. Yeah.
If you would like to catch some of Janet's travel adventures, her latest season of Fun Taiwan will premiere every Friday starting from November 27th.